The Buick Enclave marks its fifth model year for its second generation. The large third row SUV has a lot of updates, and today Buick of Lakeland has given us the 2022 Buick Enclave Premium front wheel drive in quick silver metallic. The updates are going to have a whole new fresh look for the front fascia, the rear. The interior is going to be sculpted to fit 7 passengers, a family with the latest technology and safety, better towing, better payload. This is off the Chevy Traverse, and it goes against your refresh Infiniti QX60, the refresh Acura MDX, the Kia Telluride. But which one's going to give all that luxury, all the space and capacity in which you need to move your family, friends with a luxury ride? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to go over all the specs and details starting now. The new Buick Enclave sets a luxury and a sculpted styling. Starts off with the front fascia. You're going to get that new enlarged grille that changes with the trim, that integrates into your new slimmer LED headlamps and daytime running. A more aggressive front nose and a luxury side profile with updated taillights that integrate into the chrome bar, and the styling that you're going to get from all corners is going to be stressing luxury with clearance at 7.5 inches. All this lower is going to have the black gloss that's going to go around the whole vehicle too. They put it also in this lower area. If you change this to the Avenir, the grille is going to have more of a honeycomb. You'll still get the chrome here and the chrome that integrates here. So I do like that they're giving this subtle yet expensive look. The large SUV will be the widest, comparing it to those rivals at 78.8 inches, and a height is also going to be the tallest at 69.9 inches. 20-inch multi-spoke wheels. The disc reading behind it at 13.6 inches is on the front. The rear is at 12.4. They're both ventilated. They have removed the torque vectoring rear differential. Optional adaptive dampers, the largest amongst the rivals in this review at 204.8 inches and a wheelbase at 120.9 inches. I like how the gloss black and chrome treatment is because it stresses luxury and performance. Gloss black integrates into the lower roof spoiler because it just highlights all of that luxury slash performance even into the rear. And working down with the chrome that integrates in here, the lower bumper all blacked out with a chrome touch, and it really expresses these chromed out exhaust outlets. This is a 3.6 liter V6, so I kind of want to see that, and it hides the towing package, which tows up to 5,000 pounds, which is the second best in class in this review. Infiniti QX60 did up theirs to 6,000 pounds. However, the payload is over 1,800 pounds, which is the best amongst all of the vehicles. Power tailgate is standard, going inside to your cargo at 23.6 cubic feet. You have a 12-volt charger. There's storage underneath the floor, and that's at 3.1 cubic feet. The power third row is the lead. Third row bench splits at a 60-40 to increase that cargo to 57.7 cubic feet. Fold down the captain chairs to max it at 97.4 cubic feet, which is the best in class amongst all of the competition we're talking about today. But you know, we have over 300 horsepower. Let's hear how this luxury crossover sounds. The new Buick Enclave has a great styling cue, especially considering there's so many refresh to these mid to large SUV segments. This one being just a hair longer, it just gives more practical use, and they back the performance with a 3.6 liter V6 producing 310 horsepower and 266 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to a 9-speed automatic transmission achieving 18 to 26 mpgs. This is the best in class for horsepower. 0 to 60 at 6.5 seconds, which is a tenth of a second slower than the MDX, but this is better priced. A quarter mile, 15 seconds flat, which makes it the fastest among all the segments at top speed at 130 miles per hour. Stopping distance, 70 to 0, 176 feet. This is a big vehicle and it beats the Kia Telluride. Let me know in the comments what you think about the refreshed 2022 Buick Enclave as we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside the Buick Enclave, you're going to receive 42.6 inches of headroom, which is the best in class in this review. 41.2 inches of legroom. It is a perforated leather appointed seats with the dark galvanized with ebony 12-way power adjustment for the front seats. They're heated, they're ventilated, they're massaged. You have every luxury amenity, and this vehicle is around $50,000. That is a lot of bang for your buck. Modern dashboard, you have a two-tone with that contrast stitching. We have the heads-up display. The center console has been reworked and redesigned. So you're gonna have your push-pull system here with the gloss and the silver against this wood. Cup holders, you can fit a 16.9 ounce water bottle. I would say a 20 ounce max. And the way it sits up, even if I have to move forward, you see, I still have armrests, so they actually engineered this really well. On the lower part of the dash, you're going to get your climate control settings, the heated and ventilated switches, which I do like that because you don't have to do everything through the infotainment screen. You also have your radio knobs right here. You're going to have the silver that's going to wrap around the air vents and the center of this 8-inch touchscreen navigation. So we have the pinch. We have the swipe, click into your home button. This has wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, wireless charging, Wi-Fi hotspot, Amazon Alexa built in, third climate control, Sirius XM. Reverse, you do have a 360-degree camera with full trajectory, and you do have multiple views on both of these. What I like is they make it easy because it's all on one button, so you don't have like 50 buttons here. You can also take those lines off if you don't want them on. You can put them on to make it easier. You also have the wedge page to make it easier for you, for your radio or your navigation. And the best part, they cleaned everything up so it's seamless, more modern, and luxury. The Infiniti will not have wireless Android Auto. So that is another plus that we have in here. You're gonna get a new steering wheel. It's leather wrap. You get the gloss and you get that silver paddle shifters, multi-function. The gauge cluster will go through an array of information for the driver. This one will not be as advanced as some of the competition. However, it has a digital readout in the center and you can go through an array of information. So it gives you all of the capabilities that you need. Elbows, nice and soft, open up inside, and you got a big tray. You can pull that out and you got a deep storage as well. So I do like that it is a practical use. And even down low, they got a pass-through with the 12-volt and more storage. The door panel, harder materials are going to be on the top. You got that wood look and that silver. Memory for the driver, one touch up and down. Contrast stitching, soft materials and storage. The pocket is actually deep. It's just a little bit smaller of an opening, so maybe 3 or 4 16.9 ounce water bottles. We do have the premium Bose sound system, which gives us some more of that attributes of luxury, a dual moonroof that goes into that second row. Let's see how I look. For the second row, I'm at 39.8 inches of headroom, 38.3 inches of legroom, which is better than the redesigned Infiniti QX60. It's better than the redesigned Acura MDX for headroom. Captain chairs, you don't have to worry. Your third climate control, heated rear seats. You got your 12-volt, 2 USB ports, and storage behind both of the front seats. The floor is also flat, so that does help too. These are adjustable. So when you find it, adjust it forward so you can optimize third row space, and I can still fit. You can also slide this back, and you can recline it, which is going to make it kind of difficult for me to sit in the back, which you're seeing. But because it's captain seats, if I could sit in the center, it's not going to be too much of an issue. If I sit on the sides, obviously I will not be able to fit. So we're going to put it to about right here, which makes it comfortable for both areas. Elbows, nice and soft. Door panel, harder materials on the top. You get that wood inlay look with that silver, soft materials. You get a cup holder area here and another area that you can put something to hold. Got the contrast stitching and more storage in the bottom tier, maybe 2 or 3 16.9-ounce water bottles. With the premium Bose sound system that comes into the rear, you got your air vents that's going to be on the ceiling, so it makes it more pleasurable because the air is circulating all around you. Let's see how I look in the third row. For the third row, headroom is not necessarily too bad. I can fit, I'm kind of grazing the headliner. Legroom, however, I would have to really adjust this up a little bit more. This is in the middle position, but in the middle I could fit. I just have to kind of adjust myself. It will be a little bit tighter for a third person to sit in the center. As for elbows, it's going to be more firm because it is more solid materials. You do have another cup holder that can fit maybe a 32-ounce and another storage here. USB ports are on both sides, so that is definitely a plus. And you still got those air vents in the center. The windows are not the largest, but you don't really feel claustrophobic back here because it's pretty decent in the length and the width. Let's see how I look in the center. Sitting into the center, headroom is still not an issue. It's actually better in the center than on the sides. Legroom, I'm either grazing against the second row, sharing butt space, shoulder space, feet space, not necessarily so much, but it is doable. I'm 6'3", so that is pretty good that I can actually fit in this third row. And the big reason why it's so beneficial is because a good percentage of the time when you buy these larger vehicles, they're under 200 inches. This is just a couple inches over 200, and it gives you that more leg space and head space because of that length. So you can actually use your third row. Taking the new 2022 Buick Enclave out, 3.6 liter V6, 310 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque, 9-speed automatic transmission, and you're getting pretty decent gas consumption. It's not necessarily the best in ground clearance, but it definitely does a great job at 7.5 inches of clearance. As for the active noise cancellation, it's actually pretty decent as well. You do hear that V6 engine when you push the gas. Road noise is pretty quiet. Give it a little go. It picks up pretty good too. I mean, you're in the 6 seconds, 0 to 60. It doesn't feel that long. It does feel a little wide, only because the way the hood kind of flares upwards. But I do like how you can still understand where your front bumper is. Where the digital camera is, it is a little bit more close to my liking, but it's hard to really adjust them when it's a larger SUV. This is around 204 inches long, so it's not going to be the smallest, but I mean, you can still get some decent maneuverability. You have your blind spot monitoring, your frontal collision, your rear cross traffic. You also have your pedestrian detection, you have your lane departure, your lane keeping assist. I mean, you have every single safety feature that you need. And that's a great thing, especially when you're getting into a luxury or premium SUV. There is no driving mode, but we can see how well she does. I mean, it's super composed. I like it a lot, actually, because when I'm looking at it at the rival perspective, the Kia Telluride is not going to be as quiet. The Acura MDX is going to be a bit noisy in the wheel well area. The Infiniti has been sound deadened pretty decent as well, but this, for the price point, you're going to save, if you're comparing it against the Infiniti, at least $5,000 to $10,000. Looking through the front windscreen, it is enormous, but it's actually a little bit more sleek as well, so it gives a sporty / luxury heritage. The heads-up display, even with polarized glasses, I can still see it, so that is something that's cool, because in a lot of vehicles, when you have polarized glasses, you just might as well not even have a heads-up display. As for the side, you get the little side windows to make it a little bit easier. The side view mirrors are a little bit more sleek, but it fits. I mean, everything they did, it just really works. Now, there is 3 things I like and 3 things that I dislike. Is anything more than that, I'd be buying this vehicle. The 3 things that I like is because it is maybe 5 to 7 inches longer. You actually can utilize every single row. You have great cargo space as well. And when you're thinking just 5 to 7 inches, the cargo is even more than that against the rivals. The second thing that I like about it is how smooth it is. They've taken out the torque vectoring for the rear differential, but I mean, I don't really see people using this for that much of a sport drive. This is very luxurious. The dual pane windows in the front definitely help as well. So sound deadening, everything overall very quiet. These are upgraded wheels. The last thing that I like is the technology. It's so user friendly. If you're not used to the technology, Buick does an excellent job making it easy, and they also add some buttons, and it's not over the top buttons. It's just what you need for your climate control or for your stereo. They add even more buttons on the back of the steering wheel for the stereo right next to the paddle shifters. So it truly is a multi-function steering wheel in the sense that you do your gauge cluster, the infotainment, and your gears. Turn radius at more or less a stop point is going to get about 2 in a part lane. And braking, it's very smooth. 3 things that I dislike starts off with, if you opt for the sports touring package, you will not get leather in the 3rd row. When you get this level where we're at the premium, when you start adding features, it does escalate a little bit higher, which is the second thing that I dislike. The chip problem is taking away from the features. So we don't have the heated steering wheel. We don't have the heated ventilated seats in the 1st row. We don't have the heated seats in the 2nd row. We don't have the power 3rd row to lay it down. Now, obviously, this is not necessarily Buick's fault. This is the chip problem because of Corona and whatnot. It sucks, and it is something I dislike because you are still paying for it. Yes, we're going to retrofit it. They need to fix this chip problem. The last thing that I dislike is the storage in the door panels. They do a great job with the way they reconfigured this whole center cluster up front. However, in the 2nd row, there isn't really anything there. Yes, you could put something in the floor, and the cup holders are not necessarily so bad. It would be nicer to see a little bit larger of an entrance for the pocket, because it's actually a deep pocket and it almost takes away from some of the storage. But as for the way the drive is, very composed and quiet. The active noise cancellation does an excellent job. I feel more luxury than I do in the prior generation, and I feel you got enough power. I mean, look at this. Towing's there, payload over 1,800 pounds. That is crazy considering this is not a full-size SUV. This is just a larger SUV. It's something you can drive daily. You don't have to necessarily worry too much because it fits in the same slot as an Infiniti QX60, the Acura MDX, and the Kia Telluride. So I do like that the segment, it's not over the top. So it's great. Maneuverability is nice. You're not going to be doing anything too crazy because it will be a little bit boaty. The steering wheel is going to be a little bit more artificial, but that's a good thing because of the size of this. I like this one a little bit more because the luxury that you're getting is higher class, and you don't have to go to the higher price point as an Infiniti or as an Acura. You actually save anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, and you still get a great warranty backed by Buick. I'd like to thank Buick of Lakeland for giving us this 2022 Buick Enclave for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, click the next video, that subscribe button, check out the details, merchandise, website, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.